Hi there. I'm at the Child Support Enforcement Agency, and I'm speaking to Diana at window number 3. And I came in to request to inspect the Public Records Index pursuant to the Hawaii Revised Statutes. And she said that we don't do that here, but they do it at the courts, and that is not in line with the Hawaii Revised Statutes, as you know.
Okay, this is probably a question for one of our staff attorneys. Your name is Robert Eastwood.
Okay. Okay. And then also, do you have a public record request form?
Hello.
Okay, Robert, go ahead.
Hi, is this Robert?
Yes.
Hey. So I went in to inspect the Public Records Index at the Child Support Enforcement Agency, as I think I told you guys that I was going to do. And they're telling me that that's something I have to do at the courthouse, but we both know that according to the statutes, they have to do it here. Good morning.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking to inspect the Public Records Index.
Public records index. Probably the courts, maybe?
No.
You want to look for court documents?
Well, you're the state agency, so it's
Yeah, but
your responsibility. Right, but I understand, but it's your responsibility to allow me to inspect it. So I'm supposed to be able to walk in here and simply,
No.
Vice.
no.
I'm on with the Office of Information Practices,
Okay, but
right,
no.
and they know the
Our-
law. See,
Our information is confidential.
See-
We can't just hand over things to you.
Robert, do you see the roadblock we're coming into here?
Yeah. If you wanna talk to our legal staff, you can go over to our legal office.
Do you see, Robert?
Yes, I see you're making an informal record request.
No, I'm requesting to inspect the Public Records Index, which is pursuant to statute. They're supposed to provide it to me for my inspection at this, right in this building.
No, this is Ross office for you. You didn't bring any, they'll fill out the form and just.
Oh,
I also am seeking a Public Records Request form.
okay, and you're verbally giving this, and would you
No.
complete the form up front for us with your ID?
I'll do it right here. I don't need to give ID though.
We do need ID. We cannot
Not for a Public Records Request.
No.
See, she's very uninformed. That's the issue that we're facing when people like me are, thank you. That's the issue that people like me are facing when we come to do these things that we're lawfully, according to the statutes, supposed to be able to do. We're encountering uninformed people who think that we have to do a records request a different way than we actually do. So I'm just seeking to educate them, Robert. See, she's claiming that I have to.
Are you allowed to require records request maybe to a formal record?
Yeah, through a written one, but they don't need my ID,
Why are you taking videos of this, may I ask?
because this is a public place.
It's a public place, and you don't want to furnish me your ID while I'm speaking it,
You're a public servant.
and,
I'm not.
but you are requesting for something.
Right, but you understand that according to the statutes,
No.
well, see, Robert,
I want you
this
to
is the
fill
issue
this
that I'm
out,
having. She
and I want to
interrupts.
see your picture ID.
I'm attempting to explain to her the statute, and she interrupts and says no, before I can let her know that per the statutes, we are not required to give ID.
Under the law, any person can make a record request for a government record. If you're making a record request for personal records, like records relating to.
What exactly are the records you want to request?
Well, I would
What,
like, I would,
what kind of records?
Like that.
I don't know what records, or is it
Public,
court orders?
public records.
Public records as far as
So,
what?
so if I have the public records request form to fill out,
We don't have a public records request form here.
okay, then I'll take a blank piece of paper, please.
Right here, this is a request form, you may fill it
This,
out.
this is the request for services, this isn't
Yes.
the proper form.
But we don't
so
have a
if-
public record request form, maybe it's at the court.
Right, so I'll just take a blank piece of paper then, please.
This is our form which you can complete.
Do you see how uninformed they are, Robert?
I'm sorry, we do have our own procedures here.
No, you're not
Yes,
going,
we do
I'm-
have our-
but you're not following the law.
If you want my help, I want you to turn it off.
Well, this is why we're doing it.
That's against the law, to require us to turn off the cameras.
Hold on.
See, these are the roadblocks, Robert, that people are facing when they try to do public records requests. And this has been going on for at least 10 years. And so all of these people should have been educated by now, right? It shouldn't be that we get roadblocks when we come in to request records or request to inspect the Public Records Index. And it's your job as the Office of Information Practices to make sure that they are educated in this regard.
If you make a formal record request them and they deny it, you can ask them, or if they don't respond, or their response is incomplete, you can ask them to first thing next week.
Okay. Well, that's why I have you on the phone, because I'm submitting this request right now. And ideally, that way you can be on to see how it happens as it happens. And I'm just narrating what they're doing as I'm filling out the request in order to show you that these are the roadblocks that the public is facing.
If they're talking about confidential records, they might be misunderstanding that you're requesting for access to like, the records of the various cases they have. But I assume that the child is more enforcement.
She's probably gonna call the cops. You should just pick up the phone.
Right, and I did specify,
Some sort of misunderstanding going on.
right, because she wants to be interruptive and she wants to say that, no, that's not the law, when I'm trying to clarify what the law is. And I'm assuming they probably called the police, which is also what they're not supposed to do because we were recording and they're trying to tell us that we can't record in a public place. And I actually can't believe that we're still having this conversation 10 years later. Because all they're doing is opening themselves up to a lawsuit.
Our office wouldn't have jurisdiction over whether or not.
Right, I know. Well, we all know First Amendment says that we can record in any public place. And that they are not lawfully allowed to trespass for people recording.
I will actually request what the recording laws are. I know that it changes from state to state whether there are privacy concerns about whether you're allowed to take video of someone without their permission. So I'm not sure what the law is in Florida.
Oh, it's First Amendment, so when you're a public servant, then there's no expectation of privacy. And when you're in a public place, there's no expectation of privacy. It wouldn't even matter if they had policies or so-called laws in Hawaii to go against that. Nothing can trump that First Amendment right. Yeah, I'm filling out this form and I'd like you to stay on
So
as
I
a
just
part
spoke
of the
with the
record.
attorney, and she said, put your request in writing with your name, address, and contact information, and we'll send it over to your office.
Okay, I also need to inspect the public records index.
Do you have her name?
No, the request will be sent to their office.
I'm sorry,
and
these
they will
are,
get in touch with you.
so hear me out, these are two separate things, okay? First, I'm doing this.
Okay.
The next thing I'm doing, which you are required to furnish the public,
We're not required.
Robert, are state agencies in Hawaii required to allow for anyone who comes in to inspect the public records index, to inspect it?
In general, agencies have 10 business days to respond to a record request.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about though. I'm talking about, like, that's a separate issue. I'm talking about specifically, a member of the public comes in to inspect the public records index, right? They're required to furnish that immediately. And that's the law since 1970 something.
I don't see that anywhere in the law.
Okay, let me pull it up for you then. You should know this.
Child Support Services. Looking to inspect.
Okay, you can put your request in writing. I double
Public
checked with the
records.
attorney. There is no inspection of records going to be done today.
Oh, I'm
If
just,
you're not gonna present your ID, I do need to take a picture, so,
Don't delete that. That's a public record if you take a picture with your phone.
I'm sorry?
That's a public record. Don't delete that.
yeah, I'm gonna.
That's also a crime.
Yeah, I'm gonna
If you
request
delete
that
it.
record. What's your name?
My name is Karen Hirata.
Karen what?
K-A-R-E-N. Okay?
Yeah.
Hirata, H-I-R-A-T. Okay.
I'm just pulling up the law that requires you to
I
provide.
just spoke
I'm
with our
sorry.
attorney.
I'm sorry. Please,
And-
please just don't interrupt.
Okay.
No, this isn't finished.
Okay, you can
But-
finish that?
But I'm saying,
Turn it in.
I'm just pulling up the law right now, which
Okay, that's
requires
fine.
you to provide the public records
I
index.
just checked, it does not require that.
Well, it does.
No, it doesn't. Thank you.
Hi.
I know, it's stressful, it's stressful.
You what?
It's stressful, I know. Everybody gets stressed out at this place. But, they might,
I'm in the middle of something.
What do you need?
it's just the legal team, the ones that would know more about this, is at the other office. Do you guys know where that location is?
I shouldn't have to bounce around. I can get them anywhere, or they need to forward them on to whoever needs to. It's not my job to be bounced around. It's already, we already tried to call and we get flack, so we said, okay, we'll come down here and still get flack. So enough already.
It's just the legal team is on that side, so they would know.
It doesn't matter. It's not, they have to forward it to the right people, and they should have an index here. It's in the law, which he's looking to pull up right now, that shows that we are allowed to inspect the public record index, and that's what we're asking for, but she won't even let the question come out. She wants to know, but then interrupts, doesn't even know what we're talking about, and is adamant that she doesn't have to.
What is it? What is your question?
We want,
Please stop. She just answered your question and you asked her, what is your question? So please just stop. We're not
We're
gonna,
direct.
just don't respond to them anymore.
all right. ways to pay.
Hawaii Revised Statute, 92F-11. Section A says all government records are open to public inspection unless access is restricted or closed by law. Section B says, except as provided in section 92F-13, each agency shall, upon request by any person, shall make business hours. Unless the information is readily retrievable by the agency in the form in which it is requested, an agency shall not be required to prepare a compilation or summary.
Hey, Ross. I'm
But
calling
yeah,
you.
it says in B, the
Office phone is occupied right now. I'm sorry?
right. So in section
regarding that.
for inspection.
Sorry if it's glitching.
Right, that's the law. It says upon request to the Public Records Index, and I'm very surprised that you don't know this. Well, it does. And I have this on recording because this has been well established through several precedents and other case law. So they're required to provide immediate access to the Public Records Index. And I'm very surprised that you at the Office of Information Practices as an attorney do not know this. So maybe you should call your supervisor and ask him if this is supposed to be something that is immediately accessible, because we, the public, we know that it's supposed to be immediately accessible. And we've been going around asking for this and have gotten many agencies in trouble for not making it immediately accessible. So it's supposed to be available for inspection upon request. That's not the same as a request for public records, which is a written thing which allows them 10 days to respond and get back to you. This Public Records Index is to be available upon request, and the purpose is for transparency.
Any other provision in this chapter, contrary not to that, each agency shall make available for public inspection and use during regular business hours the following. Those are the mandatory disclosures.
Yeah, and is the Public Records Index listed in there?
Not specifically.
Okay, what is? Because I'm sure that you're hiding the yes by stuttering and saying not specifically.
It's not in here.
The Public Records Index is not?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm just trying to make the phone go further out. So he can talk with you. Can you hear me, Ross? Okay. Would you like to talk to an attorney? Or are you that person?
I'm already speaking to an attorney.
Okay, but this is our attorney. I don't know, he's texting somebody. So this is Deputy Attorney General Ross Kawamoto on the line, if you want to speak with him. He's available.
Yeah, Ross, I'll have you stay on the line as a matter of record, and I'll get with you as soon as I can.
Okay, thank you. And your name, sir?
I didn't give it.
So, Hawaii Revised Statute, it's an agency to maintain a public records index and state that this index must be publicly. I'm sorry, I'm speaking to somebody else. I'll address you, Ross, when I'm ready to. This index must be publicly available.
I'll tell you what, you call me back when you're available to talk to me.
Oh, okay, I thought you as an attorney would want to have this as a record, so maybe if you were just.
I can barely hear what you're saying to the other person.
Okay, well, just hold on. She's the one that called you? I didn't call you? I have no reason to really talk to you. They should be talking to
This
you.
request will go to their office. And I'm telling you, we
So,
can't do anything
okay.
today.
This section mandates each agency to maintain a public records index and states that this index must be publicly available to allow individuals to efficiently identify and request government records. Combined with Hawaii Revised Statute, I'm sorry, Ross, I'm still not talking to you. I'm speaking to somebody else.
There's a number of confidential records that we have.
Okay, we're- all right.
Confidential court records.
Okay, I'm hanging up on you because we're not talking about those kinds of records. Combined with Hawaii Revised Statutes 92F11B, which requires agencies to make records available for inspection during regular business hours, the law ensures that access to the public records index is immediate and without unnecessary delay. If an agency fails to provide immediate access to the public records index, they may be in violation of these statutes, and the Office of Information Practices can assist in enforcing compliance.
Okay, so,
I'm not seeing it in next to it.
That's an assessment of the statutes. That's what all of the public knows, but you don't seem to. So I'm requesting that you contact your supervisor.
What document are you quoting this from?
The internet. And I've already observed numerous people, and I've helped numerous people to make sure that state agencies are allowing for immediate inspection of the public records index, because a lot of state agencies have been out of compliance for over 50 years. Right, 51 years, and that's actually a Class C felony.
The report created by 92FB is compiled into the records report. You can find that online through the records report.
Right, but we're talking about accessibility issues, and this is why I'm saying, please talk to a supervisor before you try to explain this away, because you're not going to be able to explain it away. Okay? This is something that the public is supposed to be able to walk into a building and inspect. Whether they sit you down in front of a computer and say, here it is, go ahead and inspect it. Whether they pull out a book that has it, this is something that has to be available for inspection. Otherwise, on whoever is not doing this, that's a felony. Because not everyone can do not. I have no going online and looking this up is irrelevant, because it's my purpose to ensure that government is acting with transparency and they're acting according to the statutes that they're bound to, right? So if I am letting you know something, like, I don't want to just hear "nuh-uh," okay? Because I already know that what I'm saying is true, because I wouldn't be here otherwise, right? And so that's why I've requested that you communicate with your supervisor and let them know I'm specifically requesting to inspect the public records index, okay? And that will raise some alarm bells in your supervisor's ears, because I'm sure that he knows about all of the other auditors across the United States of America that are doing this exact same thing. And he will tell you, okay, let that guy know that that state agency is in fact in violation of the statute, but we will work to rectify that immediately so that next week when he comes in and requests to inspect the public records index, that he will be able to. That's what I would do if I were you.
want to speak with Ross. Hello, this message is for Stephanie. My name is Leslie. I'm calling from the Child Support Enforcement Agency. I spoke with you this morning. If you could please give me a call back and I can give you an update.
Wait for them to come and accept it, huh?
Again, my name is Leslie.
I think I'm in a dungeon. It's okay.
I'm ready to have my request taken. I just need I'm over here. I just need you to stamp it, say received, and give me a copy of it. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. And then that attorney wanted something to speak to me about.
If you want to speak with him, I can call him back.
I'm willing to. I want to know his excuse for not educating you guys on the Public Records Index.
Public records.
Okay, why are we asking that? I'm a private person. It's not necessary for me to give you my name. So, I guess the question I have for you is, you haven't educated your people on the requirement to maintain a public records index, which has been the law since 1970. We're talking about the public records index, we're talking about the public records index, which you as a state agency have been required to maintain since 1970, and it's a felony if you maintain that record.
Tell you what, sir, why don't you put it in writing? You can send us a letter, say what exactly our violations are. Respond to it.
Yeah, I notified the Office of Information Practices already, so I'm sure, I just wanted to hear directly from Deputy Attorney General
Who did you speak with at the Office of Information Practices?
his name was Robert, he's the attorney for today. Alright, and I just wanted to make sure that I understood correctly that a Deputy Attorney General had to ask me, a member of the public, what the Public Records Index is, and also the Deputy Attorney General doesn't know the law that this is supposed to be available for immediate inspection upon request. So that, but
Could be in jail.
well, you won't need to go to, you just wanted to talk shit. Okay, cool. You just wanted to talk shit. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So notice it's a little high security.
All right, guys. That was fun. Haven't done that in a while.